Right now, you think you chose to watch this video. You didn't. Somewhere inside your skull, that decision was already made before the thought even reached you, before you felt the pull to click, before you were aware you were choosing anything at all. Scientists proved this decades ago. And once you understand what they found, you will never trust the voice in your head the same way again. Because the most disturbing part isn't that your brain makes decisions before you do. It's what that means about who's actually in control. In the early 1980s, a neuroscientist named Benjamin Libet ran an experiment that should have made headlines around the world. Instead, most people have never heard of it. He wired people up to machines that could read the electrical activity of their brain. Then he asked them to do something incredibly simple. Just lift a finger whenever they felt like it. No pattern, no pressure, just whenever the urge struck. Simple, right? Here's where it gets strange. Libet asked them to watch a clock, a fast-moving one, and mark the exact moment they felt the conscious urge to move. Then he compared that moment to what the machine recorded, and the numbers didn't match. The brain activity, the signal preparing the movement, started before the person felt like they decided to move at all. Not by a lot, a few hundred milliseconds, but enough to ask a question that still doesn't have a comfortable answer. If your brain already started the decision, who made it? Here's the part almost nobody talks about. Libet's experiment was just the beginning. In 2008, a team of researchers took this further, and what they found was worse. Using brain scanners, they watched people decide at random whether to press a button with their left hand or their right hand. The subjects believed the choice was spontaneous, free, in the moment. But the researchers could predict which hand a person would choose, up to 7 to 10 seconds before the person felt they'd made a decision. 10 seconds. Long enough for a thought to form, dissolve, and be replaced by 3 other thoughts. Before the decision even entered your awareness. So here's the disturbing question the researchers didn't say out loud, but everyone in that room was thinking. If your choice can be predicted before you know you're choosing, are you the one choosing anything? But here's where it gets worse. This isn't just about lifting a finger or picking a button. Think about every decision you've made today. What to eat, what to say, whether to open this video instead of closing it. Each one felt like it came from you, a clean, deliberate act of will. But if the pattern holds, it didn't start with you. It started somewhere else, somewhere earlier, somewhere you can't see, can't access, can't audit. And by the time you show up to claim the decision, it's already been made. You're not the author. You're the press release. Let that sit for a second. Because this is where the science stops being about neurons and starts being about something much harder to face. If your conscious mind isn't where decisions begin, then what is it for? Some researchers have a theory, a quiet, uncomfortable one. They believe consciousness isn't the decision maker at all. It's the narrator. It comes in after the decision is made and tells you a story about why you did it. A story that feels true. A story that feels like it was your idea all along. You didn't choose the coffee over the tea. Something decided, and your conscious mind walked in afterward and said, I wanted the coffee anyway. It wasn't lying to you. It just didn't know it was already too late to be honest. Now, here's the part that should actually keep you up tonight. If this is true for something as small as lifting a finger, what about the big decisions? The relationship you stayed in, the job you took, the apology you didn't give, the person you became angry at, for reasons you were so sure you understood. What if the reasons came after? What if your whole sense of why I did that is a story your brain builds after the fact? Convincing, detailed, emotionally real, but built backward. This is what some psychologists call the interpreter, a part of the mind whose entire job is to generate explanations for things it didn't actually decide. It doesn't know it's guessing. It thinks it's remembering. And so do you. This isn't really a story about neuroscience. This is a story about you. Right now, sitting somewhere watching this, absolutely certain that you are in control of your own mind. That certainty is the most convincing illusion you will ever experience, not because it's fake, but because it's necessary. Without it, you couldn't function. You couldn't make plans, keep promises, fall in love, forgive someone, or hold yourself responsible for anything at all. The illusion of control isn't a flaw in being human. It might be the whole foundation of it. So here's the question this leaves behind. Not a comfortable one, not one with a clean answer. If the decision happens before you know it's happening, and the reason comes after, dressed up to look like it came first, then what part of you is actually making choices? And what part of you is just watching and calling it free will? Maybe the strangest part of being human isn't that we make decisions. It's that we've convinced ourselves we were there when it happened. You didn't choose to keep watching this either, but you did. And now you'll never watch yourself decide anything the same way again.